The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Dominic Carter in all this week, this hour for Rita Cosby, and it's my absolute honor to be here with you folks. Boy, do we have a lot to get to. 800-848-9222. The Trump administration, and you knew it was just a matter of time, putting the socialist mayor of New York City on notice. And he's only been the mayor for 5 days. 5 days. Mayor Zohran Mamdani is facing the first major crisis of his administration, if you will, as his newly appointed tenant advocates' radical views have been exposed, including once branding home ownership, get this, a weapon of white supremacy, and calling on the government to seize private property. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. This is regarding past inflammatory social media posts by longtime housing advocate Sia Weaver. And she has just been appointed the mayor's director of the mayor's office to protect tenants. And the Trump administration is basically saying, slow your roll. The Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the Department of Justice stating the feds are on alert for any potential violations tied to the Democratic Socialists of America members' extreme views. And now, what a hypocrite. It's being revealed tonight. Her mother, a college professor, she wants to take your house. Her mother, a college professor, has a $1.6 million home in Tennessee. So this story is becoming more interesting by the day. But we are starting with this. Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, who just announced a day ago he's not running for re-election, dropped out of the race, says he will not resign as his daughter appeared on a podcast trying to defend her father, but ultimately admitted that fraud is there in Minnesota. The price tag thus far, $9 billion with a B dollars. And this is Governor Walz saying he's not going anywhere.
Their idea of improving this state is being a parrot for Donald Trump, agreeing to everything that he agreed with. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. It ain't happening. I'm not going anywhere. And you can make all your requests for me to resign over my dead body. Will that happen? I will fight this thing till the very end to make this state better. And the question that I think they need to decide is when did the guy in the White House resign? When does he take accountability for what he did? Because it isn't going to happen here in terms of us shying away from making this.
So the guy in the White House resigned. President Trump is on track to go down as the greatest president in American history thus far. And you delusional Democrats want him to resign? I don't think so, Governor Walz. You and your running mate, Kamala Harris, I don't know what planet you two are on. Meanwhile, his daughter appeared on a podcast. And I guess she needs some media training, or she just slipped and told the truth, acknowledging that indeed the fraud is there in Minnesota.
And I think there's enough truth to the fraud claim, things, that they were able to twist it and amplify it and whatnot, because it is being dealt with. They were just able to frame it in a way that benefited them.
It's gotten under people's skin in a real way, and you know, for good reason.
And so, like father, like daughter, she too pivots to blaming President Trump.
Dad would say part of the decision he decided to step away from the race was to kind of get that target off of Minnesota. I think he believes if he's not in the race, there's nothing, they have nothing else. Because he has that, national profile. Trump just hates him for some reason. I think it's because he's everything Trump will never be. So there's that. And I think without him in the race or trying to, continue governing the state past next year, I think he thinks that kind of the target will be off.
And so, switching gears now, Dominic Carter in for the lovely Rita Cosby. Rita is on vacation this week. The number to reach us live this hour, 800-848-9222. Switching to Mamdani, the 34-year-old socialist mayor of New York City. And, there's that saying that age is just a number. Well, no, not in this case. You need the maturity to run America's largest city. And this guy, it's been one mishaps. I hope they're mishaps. The ones that have targeted the Jewish community and making Jewish New Yorkers feel less safe. I hope that those were mistakes. I hope. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and hope that they were not intentional. Again, hope. But I want you to listen to this woman, and then I want you to hear the slap back from the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department. Folks, it's horrible what's going on in America. I'm direct, I'm blunt, I'm to the point. To be white in America, society tells you it's your fault for everything. It's your fault for why African Americans, grown men and women, why they're not doing better. It's your fault for everything that's wrong. If you believe the nonsense that comes from the left, that's what they want you to believe. 800-848-9222. So listen to this woman. Her name is Sia Weaver. And again, if you're white, she sounds like she's not your person.
I think the reality is that for centuries, we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good. And we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently. And it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
And the mayor just hired this woman. And let's go back to his to one of his first aides. He appointed her to handle appointments, hiring, and so on for the city. Had to fire her, accept her resignation, less than 24 hours later after her anti-Semitic posts surfaced. And there is a common theme here with Team Mamdani. Many members on his transition team have expressed at least 15 to 20% views that are considered anti-Israel. And he put them on his transition team. So now I want you to listen to the Trump Justice Department, the Office of Civil Rights, declaring that you're not going to discriminate against people, and you're not, in this case, people that happen to be white.
Just because you're white doesn't mean you have fewer rights in this country. We all have equal rights in our country, and we will not stand for New York City violating any federal law whatsoever. They should be on notice. They are on high scrutiny, and we will swoop right in and do what's necessary to protect all citizens and taxpayers and residents of New York where they're legally.
Thank you, Trump administration. Because, folks, the truth is, it can't just be racism when black people when African Americans are attacked. And the polarizing nature of our country these days, it is despicable. And I mean, anyway, Let's start with your telephone calls. Dominic Carter in for Rita Cosby. Let's begin with Thomas, line 3, New Jersey. Thomas, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, thanks for pinch hitting for Rita. We appreciate it. You know, before I get to Zohran, the lefty Marxist, you know, Dominic, I think the Minnesota thing starts with Ilhan Omar, the
of course
fraudulent.
It does. She's the quarterback Dominic, of the entire thing.
Yeah, and how do you go from a $64,000 net worth to 30 million? Come on, Pam Bondi, we gotta get on this. Enough with the low-hanging fruit. We need an impact prosecution, and I think it starts with that lady, the one that swears allegiance to Somalia. Point 2, Zohran, he's not a socialist. Collectivism is Marxism and communism. You know what? He's going to cross a red line. Hopefully he's just shooting off his immature punk mouth with taking private property. That's crossing a red line, Dominic. People have worked their whole lives to pay for that property, Absolutely. Including the oppressive taxation. You knock on a door and say, this is ours. You know what red line he's crossing? That's the Second Amendment there, which guards us against the tyrannical government. And that includes Zohran, the lefty Marxist, that he's living a dream, a leftist dream, the dreams of my father, maybe. Maybe that's where he's getting his ideas from. Dominic, this goes to a bad place, and hopefully he's just shooting off his mouth because this goes in a very bad direction, don't you think?
Well, I don't think, Thomas, that he's just shooting off his mouth because he's taking steps to carry out his plans. And it's reckless and it's dangerous because we have seen the situation across the country where people have been hurt with squatters. With, you know, they go on vacation for a week or a month or whatever the case may be, and they come back and here's some clown in your home talking about it's their home. They've been there the legal amount to be there, to be the tenant of record. And then you've got to spend thousands of dollars, and thank you for the call, Thomas, thousands of dollars to fight to get your property back. And what Team Mamdani is doing is sending a full green light to the squatters of America. This is dangerous and it is reckless. 800-848-9222. We are coming right back.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. This is the Rita Cosby Show.
And Dominic Carter with you folks all this week, this hour, in for the vacationing Rita Cosby. And I'm also going to, we see all your telephone calls. We're about to get back to them. I'm also going to reopen, if you will, a conversation that we had earlier, the 3 p.m. Eastern show that I do, 3 to 4 p.m. And I'm not trying to attack religious freedoms. But my premise is real simple. This is America. And if you want to live in America, if you want to come to America, you should adjust and adapt to American culture. You can still have your culture, but you can't throw it down the throats of the rest of us. So what am I talking about? I'm referring to in cities all across America, but in particular right now, New York City, parts of Newark, New Jersey, but happening in cities all over the country, where mosques, they're allowed to legally, and sometimes it's not legal, broadcast Islamic call to prayer. And I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but it's quite loud and you can hear it for within a few miles away when it actually occurs. And this is what it sounds like. I'm sorry, practice your religion, but I don't feel all of us should be forced to listen to that. And it has to be universal, that is, for all different religions. You can't let one do that, and then what about the others? It's just not right. It's not fair. This is America. 800-848-9222. Let's go to Phil, line 3, Princeton, New Jersey. Phil, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, I love your style. You're great. I just want to say that under the Soviet Constitution, Joseph Stalin was elected in a free election. And in the Weimar Republic, Adolf Hitler was elected in a free election, of course, appointed by Hindenburg. So the idea of free elections doesn't always carry a lot of weight.
But I don't. What are you trying to say as it relates to? I don't need the history lesson. What are you trying to say as it relates to Mamdani?
Well, he was elected in a free election, but that just doesn't give him credibility.
Yeah, you got a point there. And even though the election, I didn't even want to go down this path. It was 2-1 in this election. It was an election. It was fair, but it was a stacked election. Well, we didn't know at the time, but we know now. It was 2 candidates against 1, against Andrew Cuomo. And I'm not stating that Mr. Cuomo. Thank you for the call, Phil. Great call. I'm not stating that Mr. Cuomo is a Boy Scout. If he had been elected mayor, I would be probably denouncing him right now on the nursing home situation, all the other issues that came up, the sexual harassment issue. But he's still a million times better than what we have now. We are stuck with King Mamdani. The Rita Cosby Show is coming right back.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Rita Cosby is on.
Dominic Carter in this hour all this week for Rita Cosby. And this goes out to Tim in Minnesota, who happens to be the governor. And it also goes out to your running mate, literally, Kamala. Oh, Kamala. Oh, Kamala. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, folks. You know what? We see all your calls. But since Matt Blaze went there, Matt Blaze soundbite number 15, right? And I see these every day. So that goes out to Tim in Minnesota and his daughter. And let's not forget his wife, that during the rioting in Minnesota, she said she enjoyed the smell. These people are weird. There's no other way to say it. But you see these all the time online, the impersonations of Kamala.
Venezuela is a country, but we don't live there. So it's not our country. And when we go there, we are in another country. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Right? I thought of that one on my own. Okay. Cackles with Kamala reporting for duty. Okay.
Kamala and Tim. What a winning team. Dumb and Dumber. Which one is dumb? Well, Kamala's the top of the but which one is dumber? Walz is definitely dumber and a liar. Dominic Carter in for Rita Cosby. Hey, by the way, Matt Blaze, how did it go for your dog today in doggy daycare? Was she kicked out or no?
Not yet.
Not yet.
She's still holding on. She's
still holding on.
She's still holding on to that thug life. Running the yard. Getting in their faces. She's the big dog.
She's the big dog.
She's the big dog. So far, so good. She's still there.
And so I wonder if she knows she's the big dog.
She probably does.
Because I wonder if the other dogs know she's the big dog.
Oh, they know. I mean, that's what happens. If you ever watch these dogs, there's a dog that I see online all the time, and it was like a shelter, and the dog's name was King Charles. And this dog, I don't know what kind of dog.
Is that like King Mamdani?
Yeah, he could be. And this dog is not really like a big dog. It's some kind of terrier. And this dog, they bow. You see this dog walking in the yard, the other dogs move out of the way and bow down. And if the dog gets out of line, he runs over, gets on top of the dog, and the dog will like be fighting, and he'll just snarl at it, and he'll put his paw on the dog's side, and he'll hold the other dog down until they stop, and then he'll get up and walk away. They all bow down. And he's not like this big dog. He's not like you think he's like a pit bull or a mastiff or something. Nope. He's just the one that controls everything, and he's very calm. And they say that's the reason, because he's calm and he just sort of leads by examples. And dogs, they know. They just know.
Wow.
And it's crazy. So they know if you take that assertive stance, then the other dogs will follow, because that's what happens. Like a lot of behavioral issues, because I watch a lot of The Dog Whisperer.
I see.
A lot. I watch The Dog Whisperer a lot. And he says, look, the reason that dogs have these issues with the training is it's not because people, he goes, I rehabilitate dogs and I train people. That's what the Dog Whisperer always says. Because
train people.
Because if you don't take the alpha role for your dog and show that you're the one in charge, the dog is just going to say, oh, well, you're not taking it, so I'm going to be the one in charge. And the dog does what they want. And that's why. So my dog's taking that role at doggy daycare, and the other dogs are, and the other dog's going cower in the corner because she's barking in their faces, which isn't good. I mean, I don't want other dogs to have a bad experience. They're there to play and have fun too in that way, but she's a German Shepherd, and this is what German Shepherds do. Okay, well, she survived another day. Another day. We'll see you tomorrow. To be continued. In about an hour, I'll check back in with you. Thank you, Matt Blaze. Let's go back to your telephone calls here on the Rita Cosby Show. Dominic Carter filling in. Let's go to Pat, line 5, in New Jersey. Pat, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I'm just loving the canine delinquent story, with this dog, enjoying it. And I wanted to make a comment about the call to prayer.
Yes.
And you might remember when President Obama had said that it's the sweetest sound he had ever heard was the call to prayer.
Oh, I just let loose an editorial statement by saying ill, because I don't find it that way at all. But go ahead.
I was in Israel in 2014 when I had experienced the call to prayer, and it can go off at any time depending on how the sun, whatever reason it will be, they will put that tower. I don't know, what do you call it? The call to prayer, that loud sound. What you played for us to hear was subdued compared to what was what I had heard when I was there. And I had heard prior to me coming there, the Pope was in Israel, and he was drowned out by that. So I don't know if they can control the volume of it or how loud it can be. But it wasn't a pleasant experience.
Well, Pat, thank you. So before I let you go, Pat, should these things happen? Yes or no?
You mean with it going off? I think they have a time frame how often they can do it. Mm-hmm. My feeling is, I was in a town that was known as Churchtown, where there were churches all over, and there were people that would complain about the Westminster chime going off by the hour. I don't know what to say. I've heard them complain about church bells, so who knows?
Right. I don't know. Church bells seem to have a sound of being majestic to me. I like listening to the church bells. But this I don't. But, Pat, thank you for the great call. Let's go to line 3, Al in Crown Heights. Al, good evening. Welcome to the Rita Cosby Show.
Yes. I live in Crown Heights, and every Friday, the Jews let off a siren that travel 5 miles. They do it 2 times in the evening on Friday. What do you think about that?
Well, I have no problem answering it, but I just find it very interesting that you bring this up, Al, because it sounds like you're saying to me, ignore it coming from the Muslims, but you want me to focus on it coming from the Jewish community. That's what it sounds like to me. Right. It sounds like divide and conquer what you're trying to do.
No, what I'm saying is is annoying for the sound coming from the Muslims, but it's the sound that go for 5 miles in Crown Heights. You have no problem with that.
I don't, and here's why. One, I haven't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I haven't heard it. I have been around. I've been in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, a lot, going back to the late 80s, right? As a matter of fact, I was the only journalist there when Mayor Dinkins was there and the rioting, and he came out and he said, brothers and sisters, let's be calm, and somebody threw a brick at him. So I was there with him. So I know the community. I've been to the headquarters there on Eastern Parkway, and I've seen large gatherings outside of the Jewish American community, the Hasidic community. But wait, say that again now, because you cut me off. So go ahead.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
770.
Yes. But what I'm trying to say to you is that I believe I've listened to a little bit of outdoor ceremonies, but it still wasn't as loud as the sirens. So you're telling me you want to focus on the Jewish community, but you don't want to focus on the Muslim community?
No. Stop putting words in my mouth, Dominic.
Well, you're the one that called up. I was talking about what the Muslim community is doing, and you're bringing up what you say the Jewish community is doing.
The Jewish community is doing.
Okay, but you're still not giving me your opinion. Notice how slick you think you are, Al. You're not giving me your opinion on what the Muslim community is doing. You're trying to put me in a corner, but you're not telling me your reaction to what the Muslim community is doing.
But the Jewish community...
No. I'm not going to play this game anymore. What's your reaction to what the Muslim community is doing?
Where is that? The Muslim community is doing that, and where at? What city?
In New York City. But you're not answering the question, Al, and I'm not going to play this game much longer. What is your reaction to the Muslim community doing it? You want to talk about the Jewish community? I have no problem talking about the Jewish community. But you're not, but you're being disingenuous. You're trying to lash out at the Jewish community, but you don't want to say peep about the Muslim community.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, well then answer the question. I keep asking you the same question. Answer it.
I have no problem because to call a prayer is it goes on for like 3 minutes.
Okay, so all right, so what you're saying then? Wait. So since I can't get a direct answer from you, what you're saying is you have no problem with the Muslim American community doing it, but you do have a problem with the Jewish community doing it. Is that what you're telling me? Because you're taking forever and you're not stating your point.
Okay, the call to prayer is at noon.
Okay, that's not what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is real simple. This is the third and last time I'm going to ask you. You brought up the Jewish community. I'm asking you right now about what the Muslim community is doing.
You know what, Dominic? You are so anti-black, anti-Muslim, and you pathetic.
The word is pathetic. If you want to lash out at me, sir, the word is pathetic. I don't know what you just said, but it's pathetic. And
you pathetic.
Okay, all right, I'm pathetic. But you know what I think is pathetic? I think you're disgusting because I think you're anti-Semitic. And I think you called up here. You don't want to attack the Muslim community, but you want to lash out at the good people of the Jewish community. Okay?
You know what? You are so pathetic.
Right. I'm pathetic. Do you have another word, Al, before I move on? That's just the best you have. That I'm just pathetic.
You know what?
What,
I think
Al?
you are sick.
What was that? I didn't hear you, Al. Al?
You are a self-hating black man.
Oh, I'm a self-hating black man. So was I self-hating when I lift myself up out of the housing projects of New York City and went and got an education upstate New York? Or how about when I went and got a master's degree? Was I self-hating then, Al?
Stop running that story.
Okay, Al, was I self-hating then? Hey, Al, sounds like you need to look in the mirror. What have you done? What have you done with your life? What have you done with your life? What successes do you have? Do you know, Al, to whom much is given, much is required? That's how I live my life. What have you done with yours? Besides sit back and talk and criticize and waste time. What have you done with yours? Al, what have you done with your life? Exactly what I thought. Peep, silence, nothing. What have you done? Are your kids a success story? Are your children a success story?
Not in broadcasting.
Okay, Al. You know what? I've played this game long enough with you. Al, you're done. Thank you. Please don't ever call me again. You're a waste of airtime. And folks, it is now time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Support Our Heroes segment.
The Rita Cosby Show presents Support Our Heroes.
And just like Rita does, I greatly enjoy doing this segment. And you may recall the name Scott Ruskin. He is the New Jersey Coast Guard officer. So he's from our area in which he saved hundreds of children. You may recall at Camp Mystic, Texas, that is. You may recall the flooding. And so he's a New Jersey native, and he went into the Coast Guard, and he's a rescue swimmer from Oxford, New Jersey, and he's credited with saving 165 kids and camp counselors. Again, you may recall Camp Mystic, the all-girls Christian camp, where about 200 children were trapped by the rising flood waters. And he was lowered down from the helicopter, and it was his first rescue mission, his very first one in Texas during the catastrophe that happened. He stayed with the kids, and he told Good Morning America that the 200 kids, about 200 kids, that they were all scared and terrified, cold, and probably having the worst day of their life, and that it was his job to be there for them. And he did, and he delivered, and he saved their lives. And so to Scott Ruskin and to all the members of our military, the Coast Guard, we say thank you. Here on the Rita Cosby Show, Dominic Carter filling in. Time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. It's the Rita Cosby Show.
And folks, always remember that America's heroes need your help. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. Dominic Carter in for the lovely Rita Cosby this hour. She's on this week. She's on vacation. Great honor for me to be here with you. Let's go to line 4. Silas, Staten Island. Silas, what's on your mind?
Yeah, no, whole thing with Mamdani, he's not a dumb young guy. He's here on a mission to tank the economy and to move his socialism and communism in. In Russia, they just take your property. China, they tell you, this is ours, tough luck. He wants to try to guilt people into it, saying, oh, if you own property, it's being white, or you should want to help, minorities and give up your property. Now, I want to know how this is going to work. Is he going to knock on Mr. Katsimasidis' door and say, oh, all those beautiful properties that you've developed, we're taking them? Or some made men, who, for the most part, and mafia, who own properties, is he going to knock on their door and tell them, those properties you own, we're taking them? They're going to tell him, no, you're not. And it's going to be part of the chaos that he's trying to start in New York. And
but Silas,
I don't know how he thinks he's going to get away with it.
But Silas, the fact that we're even having conversations like this is very, very scary, and it's part of the socialist agenda.
Exactly. This is how these types of wars start. And it's you're talking about Matt Blaze with the dog that kind of takes over. Well, I guess we can call Donald Trump not only the GOAT, but the big dog, because he tells them like it is.
No doubt about that. And I don't know about you, Silas, on any day, every day, 1,000 times a day. I'd rather have a president that's a big dog, that's a man's man, that's going to do the things that he's doing. All the time from my Democrat friends, I hear, oh, but look at how the way he does things. Look at his personality. And my point is, my rebuttal to that is that's exactly what I voted for. I want the bull in a china shop. Sometimes we need a bull in a china shop.
And Putin doesn't put out bad tweets, but look at what a horrible person he is. So you're going to say just because he doesn't put out bad tweets? Putin never says nothing I want a guy who says what he's going to do and then does it. And this guy talking about the prayer, I say either you have a certain time and every religion can do it or none can do it. Now, I've set up PA systems, and you have to get a permit to be, broadcasting anything that loud. I don't care if it's prayer or if it's Led Zeppelin. You can't just disturb the peace.
Well, you know what, Silas? I'll say it this way. I started out this way. I'll end this segment this way. The last time I checked, this is America. It's not the Persian Gulf. It's not some Muslim country. This is America.
Thanks for listening to The Rita Cosby Show. You can hear The Rita Cosby Show weeknights at 10 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?